Magic the Gathering is releasing a new set literally tomorrow, so I wanted to make a video of what I think are the top 20 prettiest cards from the Lord of the Rings set. Lord of the Rings and its universe is a place that I love to live. It is so diverse in storytelling and mood and tone, from the written word of the books all the way to the movies and the soundtracks that we have all grown to love. I think Lord of the Rings and everything there, the Fellowship, it's just such a beautiful world that is true to what every good story needs. There's heartbreak, there's difficulty, trials and tribulation, but there's also celebration and friendship and love and truth and all these really great things that we learn to fight for and that we can stand by. And I think that Lord of the Rings going into the Magic the Gathering universe is something I'm super excited about. It's a crossover that I thought would be amazing. And so the fact that it actually came to fruition is so wonderful. So now that the set is coming out and we're getting to enjoy it in all its glory, I thought I would do something that I'm excited about, which is always the artwork. I love storytelling and story world building, and so all of the lore I am always in love with. So the fact that that is conveyed through artwork in a really big way is so exciting. That's why in this video, we are going to look at the 20 prettiest Lord of the Rings cards from the Magic of the Gathering's new set. So to kick things off, number 20, we have the one, the only, the ring, the serialized ring. I love this card because 1, it is in Elvish. 2, it is full art, completely extended. Everywhere you can see just all the beautiful coloring. But just overall, this really is a beautiful card. And of course, I had to put it in here because it is the one, the only. So the fact that it is so unique deserve a number 20 spot. But then here we get into moving on to number 19, and this is where I am number 19 and 18. I'm going to have honorable mentions of lots of cards that go together, as you'll see here. I have the alternate art borderless lands. There are 6 of them that I know of. You can see there, they are beautiful. They are the extended arts. Of course, anyone is a sucker for extended arts, and I think they did a beautiful job. I love how specific the lands are with their colors to the story world. They did a great job there, matches the lore, and they are just so beautiful. I do have a soft spot for Minas Tirith. Am I even saying that right? Minas Tirith? It's the white land. And as white is my favorite color in Magic the Gathering, I do think this is beautiful. So which one of these is your favorite? So let us know down in the comments. Moving on to number 18, we are going to go ahead and go through all of the scenes that are being created. The Lord of the Rings set, they did a phenomenal job of having multiple cards that come together for one huge, giant, outstanding artwork. So in number 18, I have Tyler Jacobson's here. His is the most extensive that I have been able to tell. There's so many cards here. They're all up on the screen. Go ahead and pause it. Take a gander. Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. I mean, collectors, I as a collector, am going crazy over this. Beautiful, beautiful. We also have next Leva Prima and the cards that she made as scenes. I love that they stack up on top of each other, you know, a row of 3 and a row of 3 all together, making a huge, beautiful picture of Gandalf and the magic over there. They're in the Shire celebrating just like they do. It's beautiful. She is a wonderful artist, one of my favorites. So have a soft spot for this set. This scene is beautiful. We also have next Martina Fekova. She has a great set. You know, it's a really great job. I also have Kieran Yainer. Really good set. Also a lot of really good detail. I love the use of dark shades here. Then we have Colin Boyer. His set, you know, the 6 cards that go straight across, I think that is super cool. We also have David Raposa and the scenes that he made. These ones are kind of small, so you will want to pause to take a gander here, but I really like the use of transition here. I think that, you know, they're all spread out across, but, you know, it starts really dark and then it gets light and then it goes dark again. I think each card on its own is beautiful, but the fact that it creates a scene, wonderful. And then we are going to finish it up here with Marta Niels. her 4 cards of the ultimate, Frodo, Samwise, Gollum, and the ring, that whole scene. I think this is awesome. I think as a scene set, like, this is top of the barrel. Really great job. So overall, all of the scenes, they are my number 18 because that's just the artwork, right? Like, they are coming together for these amazing scenes that these artists worked so hard on, and they got to get so much more detail into these cards because they are creating scenes. I know I went to the artist panel at a con, and I got to listen to some of the artists talking about how hard it is to get so much detail into such a small 2-inch area. And so the fact that they have these scenes where they were able to spread it out, really take their time, really pack in that detail, I am so thankful that they took the time to do that. Moving on to number 17, we have Sauron's Ransom. I really like the use of contrast here, the dark and the light. Of course, that's happening in the lore and the story, but even just the mood and the tones that are happening with the color. So up in the sky, the red for the ominous, daunting Sauron's ransom that's happening here, opposed to Gandalf and Aragorn. With their white and light blues and everything, the calm of the blues and the grays and the tones over there. And again, over on Sauron's side, it's the red in the sky, it's the greens and the yellows, and the smoke and the walls. It's just every single color here. The color palette was very well done and conveying mood. So that is number 17 for me, Sauron's Ransom. Number 16, we have Smite the Deathless. I put this card in here, one, because I was trying to get a card from every WUBRG, so I needed a red card. So from the red cards that I have seen, this is a really beautiful card. I think the battle that is happening here, the blast off with the sword hitting the armor, creating all those sparks, that light, all of the emotion that's conveyed here. I think they did a really great job. It really draws your eye to the artwork, I think. And so having your eye drawn there first, really figuring out everything that's going on in this battle, I think is what makes this card so beautiful. So again, Smite the Deathless, really beautiful card, number 16. And for number 15, we have Tom Bombadil. I love this card, one, because it is all the WUBRG, so as a WUBRG card, I think that's super cool, which is also conveyed through the artwork because all of those beautiful butterflies and, the scenery, there's a little rainbow swoop you can see kind of in the background, but also on the right there below the butterflies, all the flowers, it's just a tranquil scenery. And of course, who's not a sucker for a beautiful tranquil background, right? We all want to frolic in a meadow. Who doesn't want to hang out with those butterflies? I think it's just such a peaceful card that it makes sense to be the WUBRG legendary creature. I think it all makes sense all together. And so the cohesiveness of this card is what makes it so appealing to me. So great job there. And then 14, we have an extended art card, Dawn of a New Age. I think that this is a very tranquil and serene setting that we have here. This moment is a very uplifting moment for Aragorn, but also just the light that is conveyed here. I think, part of what we love for Lord of the Rings so much is the dark and heavy and turmoil that we're having to overcome, this huge, audacious thing that nobody could ever overcome. How could anyone overcome, this great task ahead? And so I think the fact that there's so much darkness throughout the lore, the fact that we do have these so bright and beautiful moments, is just such a deep breath that we're able to take. So that's what this card is for me. It's a deep breath. It's a pause that we're able to take and just enjoy the tranquility of this happy moment. Number 13, we have a showcase, our first showcase, Gandalf the White. I really love this art. I think it's a really great use of, the sunburst rays behind it, but the fact that there is so much elvish surrounding it. All of the showcase cards here have that elvish spherical border, which is super cool, very unique. I think it's wonderful for this set. They have a lot of these cards. I wish they had more, but as a showcase card, this is coming in at number 13. As you can see, it matches my background colors, those purples, those plums. So I'm a sucker for those colors anyway. But I just think that this scene and how the sun ray is the elvish set in there, I think it's just a very well done for a Gandalf. So very good for him. We're also going to go to number 12, which this is a little bit back on the Shire. We are at Brandywine Farmer. I think that this is, again, a tranquil setting where we are picking some carrots, we are farming, we are tending our crops, we are providing for the community. We have a smile on the face because the sun is shining, the river is flowing, and what a beautiful place to live. I think this reminds us of everything that, Frodo and the Fellowship are fighting for. This moment right here, this Brandywine Farmer, this is what they are fighting for everyday folks to be able to have tranquil moments and days like this. No worries, carefree. That's what I hope all of our days are like. And so I hope that you are able to be a Brandywine Farmer one day moving forward. Number 11, another showcase, Galadriel of Lothlorien. I think that, moving forward, you are going to see a lot of the Galadriel of Lothlorien because all of them are just so beautiful. But this one, of course, gotta love a showcase. But number 2, I just think that the multi-use here of the spirit, of Galadriel herself when she's dark and ominous in that moment with the ring being tempted by the ring. And then Frodo there in front of her. It's such a powerful moment in the movie, and I love this even more than the setting in the movie. So I think this is exactly how I pictured it when I was reading the story. So this is spot on for me for the lore. I mean, it is just exactly so beautiful, ominous, but powerful and striking. So the multi-use there of the spirit coming and connecting with Galadriel, I think is amazing. Really great job. Number 10, we got another showcase. I think this is the last one. We have Aragorn the Uniter. He is such a powerful character for me. Really connect with him. And I think a lot of people, sympathize with this character, Aragorn. And so the fact that he has such a big role, something that he is not super looking forward to, living up to his family's name because it's kind of his ancestors' fault that the ring is still around. So all of that ominous stuff hanging over him, there's a lot going on for him, but overall, I love the fact that it's so contrasted out over in color scheme, again, with him, going through those things, those hardships, the muted tones for him juxtaposed to the bright and warm colors of the mountain in the background there. I think that they did a beautiful job of, comparing those two things together, but the use of the Elvish, not only in the script around the showcase border, but, the Elvish hints of the sun rays, and everything that's happening in the mountain back there. I love the contrast. Really great job. Really brings your eye to it. Aragorn the Uniter, number 10. And number 9, finally, single digits. We have an extended art Call of the Ring. I love the movement in this card. You can't really tell, is it oil, is it watercolor? It kind of leaves you artistically open-ended, which I love, but I think that this movement of everything that's happening here really brings forth the temptation that is really happening. You get that in his expression, the light of the yellow in his eyes, the ominous grin that he's starting to have. I think everything here truly is temptation, I think personified in the movement of the smoke, the mist, the whole thing. And then the great glow of the ring. I mean, that's just really well done. Great card. Of course, this isn't a normal set as well, but I'm always a sucker for the extended arts. So extended art, Call of the Ring, number 9. Great job. Number 8, we have Lost to Legend. So it is the ring down here, sunk in the river, sunk in the lake. It is underwater, being grown over by all of these, moss and the seaweed and everything underwater. I think the bubbles are very well done for truly feeling underwater. But the fact that the power of the ring is still able to be seen, that glow that's happening from the ring. The ring is always going to be super powerful and chaotic, no matter if it's lost to legend or not. Number 7, Arwen Undamiel. She is beautiful and I think has such a radiance to her. She's smiling, she is living her best life, trying to find her man, Aragorn. I'm in love with this. I think that the birch of the trees highlights her ambiance. And so just everything in this card plays together so well. It's a very light card, which is exactly how I feel with her. I think it really conveys her spirit. So again, the lore is really connecting in this artwork. Really great job. Number 6, Galadriel. We got another one, you guys. I think that this is like how I envision Galadriel when I'm reading the stories. The movies, she was much more light in the movies, which was fine. But this card, wow. This is exactly how I picture it. The power, the strength in her stance, the confidence that you can see in her. I think that just all of it is exactly what I think of when I think of Galadriel. And then the magic that's happening down there at the bottom, the orbs of light, the smoke, just the radiance of strength and power and magic. That's just emanating from her. That truly is Galadriel to me. So this card is embodiment, body and soul, beauty and soul of Galadriel. Number 5, we have the extended art Arwen, Mortal Queen. She is out of the birch tree now, and she is a queen. She has her man. So the fact that she is giving up her immortality to be with him, to be the mortal queen. Just the story is beautiful, but then the fact that she's here, we're able to see all of the colors that's connecting her to the real world with those dark greens, the trees giving life behind her. She is able to fully live in the world now. And so just that connection there, she's trying to connect with you. Her face is straightforward. She's reaching her hand out, extending it. Just so much connection there. So I think that is truly her becoming the mortal queen, is about that connection, which truly is done through the artwork. So wonderful job. Arwen, Mortal Queen at number 5. And then for number 4, another Galadriel, but this one is Galadriel Gift Giver. She is on a throne here. She is having all of the things around her, trinkets, treasures, to be a gift giver, which you can see in the extension of the card, like what the card does. So really good connection there. But specifically for the art, I do love the use of the very small details here. So we have the falling leaves in the background, the reds and the ambers of the background behind her is super contrasting to the blues, the teals, the aqua, the pale greens for her. There's that peace with her and those colors, but the fact that there is that chaotic energy still, I think is really brought out in those embers and reds in the background. So the fact that there's so much strength around her, I think is really interesting. And the fact that she could be that tranquil and calm gift giver, or it could be that chaotic energy. You just don't know with her. You just don't know. So she's capable of both, which I definitely see in this artwork. Okay, number 3, we have Elven Chorus. This, oh my gosh, wonderful card. I love this artwork so much. It was so hard not to choose this as my number 1, but Elven Chorus, I love this card because the connection of everyone in this picture, you can definitely see in the movement of what's happening and the smoke behind them. We have the starry sky, we have all of those purples to see the magic really emanating between all of them. There's so much connection and celebration here, so much power. That we're able to see, the chorus, the melodic harmonies that are happening. I can imagine what this would be for these characters, this type of connection here. So I think that the colors that are chosen, from the muted greens and grays to the left, to the soft blues and the right, to those bright purples, I just think the movement here, I feel uplifted, like I'm on a cloud, like everything around me just muted down, that there's nothing around me. All I can focus on is this moment with these characters here, being a part of the elven chorus. That's all I can envision. So it truly is a transcending experience being able to be a part of this artwork. Number 2, we have a goddess. We have a Goldberry River Daughter. This is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in a Magic the Gathering card. Goldberry has my heart. I think that, the fact that she is surrounded by all these beautiful flowers and the movement encapsulating her, but the light is shining, and that is what she is moving towards, is the light. I'm very excited about, the power that she has, but also the tranquility of being a river daughter. I think she's just beautiful. She's thick, she's beautiful. That's it. Take a moment, enjoy it, look at her, love her, appreciate her. She's beautiful. She speaks for herself, folks. Yep, that's it. Goldberry River Daughter. And then finally, last but not least, as my number 1, the most beautiful card that I think is in the Lord of the Rings set, we have Galadriel of Lothlorien again. But this one is the single version of the card that is in one of those scenes that we looked at earlier at number 18. But number 1, Galadriel of Lothlorien, I think that this art by Kieran Yeaner, so beautiful. Just those opalescent tones in her dress, the smoke behind her. It's heavenly, it's ascendant. Those opals of those teals and purples that fade to blues and pinks and yellows, hints of oranges, just the light. When they're the spirit part of them, the spirituality that's just emanating and radiating from Galadriel in this moment, that truly is such a good job with the artwork. And I can't imagine how difficult it must have been to get that, opalescent tones, having to go back and forth between those colors so much, making sure that they're blended, but also standing out to get that movement from one tone to another. That has to be so difficult. And he did such a great job here. When I think of, the heavens and the spirit realm and everything, these are the colors I envision. And so the fact that she truly is emanating all of them here, this is my number 1, just because of, I know the difficulty of the artwork, but also it's just beautiful. On its own, beautiful, outstanding. In the scene, amazing. But on its own, wow. Galadriel of Lothlorien, you have won the number 1 spot. Alright, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know there were a lot of really pretty cards in there, and there's plenty that I missed. So please be sure to put in the comments what you think is the prettiest card from this set. Also, what you're really hoping to pull. I know there's some really good hits, like that serialized, the one, the only, the ring. So let me know if you think someone's gonna pull it. I'm a little skeptical, so we'll have to see. But I'm really excited for this set, and I hope you are too. Happy gaming.